My message is that the situation in the West with Trump in the United States and Brexit in England also creates an opportunity for the former Soviet republics. Many of these countries are much poorer than they were in 1989, and when I say that, I don't mean that as a defense of communism. I mean that as a defense for having a diversified economic structure, for having a manufacturing industry. So what we see is that some countries like the Ukraine and like Georgia are considerably poorer now than they were in 1989, and others like Belarus are actually wealthier. And I think this is not a reflection on the different political regimes, but it's a reflection of the economic structure in these countries. So when Donald Trump ends the Western hypocrisy, the Western hypocrisy has been, oh, if you just adopt free trade, you will all get rich. You know, that's not true. Donald Trump and Brexit in the United Kingdom in a way ends the hypocrisy of the West. The hypocrisy that has said that if you only declare free trade, you will all get rich. Now we can see also in the periphery that this strategy doesn't even work in the core of capitalism. It doesn't even work in the United States and in England. Well, I think this is not good news for the United States, what's happening, but I think it can be turned into a positive effect in the former Soviet republics. When the United States admits that it needs a manufacturing industry, well, I think politicians in these countries should see that they also need a manufacturing industry. And the fact that Belarus is doing relatively well compared to other countries also proves that point. So I'm not talking politics, I'm talking the importance of economic structure. And here we can go back to old German economists like Friedrich List, who was the person who made the theory that led to the industrialization of all continental European countries, those that followed the industrialization of England. Mr. List was also important for this area. Sergei Witte, who was the Minister of Finance for the last two Tsars, who was born in Tbilisi, he translated Friedrich List's work into Russian, and he was, as we know, the builder of great infrastructure like the Trans-Siberian Railway, but he was also a great theoretician of industrialization. And I think since 1989, since the fall of the Berlin Wall, we have seen capitalism and communism as being more different than they really are. I mean, they're very different from a political point of view, they're very different on how they organize societies, but both these systems were based on industrialization. They were both based on the theories of Friedrich List, and this is shown by the fact that both East Germany, communist East Germany, and West Germany, capitalist West Germany, they published postage stamps of Friedrich List, even using the same portrait. So if we can get back to the understanding that the increase of wealth in the 20th century was based on manufacturing industry, and that the relative poverty of many countries in the former Soviet republics are a result of deindustrialization, well, then I think Trump has done us a favor. Trump says that the United States needs manufacturing industry. If we can recognize that is also true for the countries in this area, you know, Trump has done us all a big favor.